Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. I am here with another lesson for Civil Service Current Affairs. So, this is a topic, a recent topic, that is Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, that has been signed recently. And this is a very important topic because India didn't join this Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, which is considered as the world's largest, biggest uh, free trade deal. Okay, in fact, India initially was uh, uh, during the negotiation stage of this partnership deal. No, India was part of this group, but India withdraw it later. So this becomes very important. Why India withdraw, or whether India should not withdraw, India should have joined this group. Like that, there are multiple things. So this could be a very important question. Okay, let us see what it is. So the regional comprehensive economic package partnership. Okay, so this is considered as the world's largest in terms of GDP. Okay, because the countries that are included in this agreement, no, the signed this agreement, no, uh, at present there are 15 countries in the Asian bloc and the Asia Pacific region. Okay, 10 Asian bloc countries, that is Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Brunei, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar and Cambodia, and along with China, Japan, South Korea, Australia and New Zealand all signed this deal. So this includes all these countries' GDP includes 30% of the global GDP. So such is the large amount. That is why it is considered as the largest world's largest trade deal signed. Okay, and it also included in this group 2.1 billion people. This this 2.1 billion people, that is without India. If India joins, it will be even bigger deal. Okay, India was earlier in the part of this deal during negotiation stage, but India pulled out last year November 2019, citing certain reasons. Okay, we will see why India pulled out and whether there is merit for India's pulling out reason and whether India should have joined this treaty. Okay, uh, see, the major purpose of these kind of trade deals, no, countries coming together and making deals, no, all the major reasons is it is to increase trade among all the countries. Okay, uh, so by this kind of deals, countries will help each other by for opening the market for trade. So one country will lower the tariff, similarly another country will lower the tariff, so that countries could trade among themselves. Okay, and it will help in opening up trades and services, and it also helps in promoting investment between countries. Okay, and it will give preferential treatment for trade for this group of companies. For example, if there is a group formed, a deal is signed, no, there will be preferential treatment for these countries in this group rather than the countries outside this group. For example, if there is a European country who want to trade with China or Japan, they will get lesser treatment. They won't get that such a kind of preferential treatment that the countries which are in this bloc. For example, if China wants to do a deal with Myanmar, China will get a favorable treatment for Myanmar than a country from Europe like France, because it is not part of this deal. Okay, so that is the reason these kind of deals are made, and it also create market among these groups. Okay, So that is a major reason, and it will help companies to reduce costs, and it will help countries to increase their trade. uh, uh, Although in this deal goods and services are free trade and other things, no, but it doesn't take labors and environmental things into concern. Okay. In fact, unlimited access of labor is not allowed. Okay. That is one thing not part of this deal. Okay. And why this deal is very important? Because in this deal, this is a world's largest deal, but it doesn't include United States. Okay. And this deal also has the backing of China. Okay. And that's why this deal becomes so very important. United States is not part of it, China is also backing, and lot of people believe that China will get more benefit out of this deal. Okay. um, One of the reasons the USA didn't join is because of the policies of the current US president, that is Donald Trump, who believe that these kind of free trade agreements are beneficial to other countries, and it is USA is losing jobs. Okay. So that is what the reason why he has not joined this kind of treaties, and he have withdrawn from some of these kind of treaties. For example, the Trans-Pacific Partnership Treaty, which was actually considered one of the biggest treaty. Okay. Which was considered to become one of the world's biggest treaty in the Asia Pacific region, but unfortunately USA pulled out at it. As a result, that didn't materialize. Okay. So USA is not part of this deal. That is one reason. Okay. Now, why these kind of deals are made? As I said earlier, no, these kind of deals will help trade between countries become easier. As a result, all will benefit out of this. Okay. See, trading blocks will lead to higher foreign direct investment for the participating countries. One country will invest in another country, right? Also, they will gain access to other countries' market. Okay. See, if India and Myanmar signed at India, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia, all these countries sign a free trade agreement. No, countries, these countries could trade easily among themselves. As a result, one country will find market in another country to sell their products, so that their export will increase. Okay. And each country will have some competitive advantage in certain products, so that they will reap benefit out of it. Okay. And this will also result in lower tariff for countries. As a result, their export will increase. Okay. And also finally, this will benefit both the countries, but sometime it will benefit a particular country more than the other country. That is dependent on how good that country is on competitive advantage. Okay. We will see that why India pulled out of this block. Okay. And overall, these kind of trade deals, no, when made, it will increase the global growth. Since the world is moving towards, will moved already towards globalization, and this interdependency, we will grow together. That is the idea behind these kind of large trade deals. Okay. But there are also disadvantages associated, especially with this deal. There are certain disadvantages associated. Okay. One of the thing is, there will be threat to local producers. Okay. Because see, in this kind of deals, what will happen is, countries are asked to lower the tariffs. Okay, I'll give you an example. See, there is India and China. Okay. China is producing having a very sound manufacturing country. China, India is not as powerful a manufacturing country like China. China produces lot of manufacturing. Okay, the China is having a huge industrial base. India is not having that kind of competitive advantage in industry, even though India is also having industries. Okay, in fact, any product that is produced in China will cost lesser than the product that is produced in India. That is the kind of competitive advantage. Of course, we may also have some products that we may have some competitive advantage, but in most products, China naturally will have a high advantage. The problem is when China is trading to India freely. Okay, if China trades to India freely, no, what will happen is, since the Chinese products will be cheaper than the Indian products, in the Indian market people will prefer the Chinese product. In fact, because of the previous free trade agreements and the globalization and all these things, no, China was able to import a lot of products to India. In fact, Indian consumers naturally we want to buy Chinese product because it is high quality, it also is cheaper. Okay, that is why China easily gets Indian market. So in order to protect our own industries, okay, countries will impose tariff. Okay, our country will impose some form of tariff. That is the protection for our own industry. Okay, uh, this is normal situation. But when a treaty like this RCP is made, what will happen is the countries are obliged to reduce these kind of tariffs, this kind of protectionist measures. Okay, that is the major thing about this. Okay, in fact, in this deal, if India have joined this deal, no, India has to bring down import duties of nearly 90% of the goods that the other country may sell to India. No, India has to reduce the tariff 90% of the goods. That means so far we are some of our local producers, no, which are protected by our country by cheap products not coming to India by tariff, issuing tariff by our government, no, those tariff has to be reduced, and this will actually harm our own industries. That is the reason, one of the major reason India has withdrawn, citing the reason that in Indian farmers, Indian small scale industries and all these people will get affected by in this deal. Okay, so generally the disadvantages associated with this kind of deals is that they will make the countries to reduce the tariff. As a result, the local producers will get affected. Okay, so the domestic the countries that are lowering the tariff, no, if they don't have any competitive advantage, they would be the losers. Okay, if they are strong enough to withstand, if they can also reap the same kind of benefit from the other countries, then it is okay. Okay, the problem with India is India do not have such a competitive advantage like China. One of the reason India haven't joined this deal is India fear that Chinese product will come to India even more. Already India is having a huge trade deficit, and with this kind of deal, China's product will come to India even more, and this will hurt the local businesses. That is the reason India wanted to negotiate further. For that, it will benefit our own industries, but the negotiation failed, and finally India withdrew from this deal. Okay, so these are all the disadvantages associated with this kind of deal. And India at present, no, since Modi government came to power, Modi government is talking about India becoming self-reliant, and India wanted to make its industry stronger, make in India campaign and all of the things. No, all these kind of narratives are against these kind of deals, because India wanted to become self-reliant, and India wanted to become a manufacturing hub. So, in a free trade deal, India goes into that free trade deal, and India is just importing goods from other countries. No, Make in India campaign, those kind of things will not happen. So that is also another reason for India withdrawing. Okay. So why India have not joined this deal? Okay, as I said earlier, there is a concern about cheap Chinese goods entering India. Okay, and this will result in Indian industries, especially the textile industry, the dairy industry, and the agriculture industry. All these are considered as vulnerable because of cheap products from China and Australia and New Zealand, especially to dairy products from Australia and New Zealand will come to India, and this will harm our own industries. Okay, and the people who will be worst hit because will on this deal is both farmers and small scale industries are considered to be most vulnerable. That is why India had some apprehensions of joining this deal. Okay. Mm. Even though this deal was made without India being one of the partner of this deal, these countries have the RCP countries, no, the 15 countries has opened the door for India. That saying that India could join this group at any time, rejoin this group. Okay. And it also allowed India to be an observer. Please note this kind of point. India is allowed in this kind of further, if there is any regional comprehensive economic partnership summit or anything like that is held, no, India is allowed as an observer, and India is also given the chance to rejoin later if India wishes. Okay, since India has been part of this deal since the beginning. See, this deal was actually started in 2012. Okay, and it was signed only after 8 years. Okay, so India was part of the this negotiation for a long period. India only withdrew last November 2019. For 7 years, India was also thinking about joining this deal, but finally withdrawn, citing these kind of concerns. Okay. The other reasons the RCP countries wanted India to be part of this deal is India is seen as a counterweight against China. So these countries want India also to be part of it, because all other these countries are not as big as most of these countries in the Asian bloc, no, not as big as China. So they want another country which could act as a balancing act to China. So they want India to be part of it. Okay. And please also remember, countries like China and Japan and Australia, which are, this is a funny thing, recently we all know that countries like Japan, Australia, India and US are all engaging in what is known as Quad. Okay, and this Quad is generally seen, or the objective behind this Quad is to counter the Chinese aggression. Okay, but the same country which are part of an anti-China bloc like Japan and Australia, no, these countries are joining with China in this economic ties. So they are doing this. At one end, they are fighting with China for some other reason, but in economical matters, they are aligning with them. So India should also be prudent like them. So India is having issues with China for quite some time, and India is seeing China as what you say, border, that is border skirmishes and multiple other problems. So India is not gelling well at present with China. So India sees China as a major threat for its growth. So that is the reason also India has withdrawn from this deal. But we also have to see that countries which are opposing China are also part of this group, like Japan and Australia. So in India coming out of this is raised eyebrows among experts. Okay. So as I said earlier, no, if you have to clearly write what are the India's concern is, there are 4 major things. That is inadequate protection against import surge. That is large number of goods will come to India which are previously under protected list, and this will harm the local industry. First is. Then second is lack of credible assurance to India on market access. See, countries like China, no, what they are doing is they are imposing non-tariff barriers. That is the third point. They are putting non-tariff barriers. Although they are saying free trade, they will reduce the tariff barriers. They will putting some. They are putting some non-tariff barriers, and our assurances of their market is protected. Okay, so that is the problem. India cannot. India is not able to put such kind of non-tariff barriers, because even if India put such a kind of non-tariff barriers, what countries like China are doing is they are doing the that is the fourth point. That is, they are circumventing this kind of rules. Okay, in fact, India is putting this idea of rules of origin. Okay, if see, India, if it is putting some limit on China, no, certain products through China only come come to India only to this percentage. Okay, but China, what is doing is it is selling through another country, because the other country may have sell product to India, no, China is selling through that. So that India is imposed a charge called rules of origin. Okay, so this kind of circumvention is also happening. So there is this problem that India will find difficult to get China's market, but China will flood its goods into India market. Okay, that is the major concern for India. So again, we have discussed enough about China. The major factor is for India is China, China, China. Okay, we are already having a huge deficit with China, that is 55 to 60 billion, and India sees this signing this deal, this will even increase further. Okay, so India don't want China. So finally, whether India has made the right choice of not joining this deal, or India has made a mistake. See, if you have seen papers or magazines recent times, no, you will find a lot of articles written around it. Okay, in fact, officials like government or the people who are supporting the government, okay, they are all saying that this is the right decision. In fact, mostly the government officials like our current foreign minister Jaishankar and all these people, no, they will say that this is the right decision, because by joining this deal, India will not benefit much, and India will be losing a lot in trade. Okay, Indian Indian manufacturers, Indian farmers will be under stress. So they are saying, so there are a lot of concern for India like that. Then there is also other group of people who are saying that in this world, globalized world, okay, where people lives are interconnected, and interdependency is the word of the future. So in a time like this, India going for protectionism by not joining these kind of deals, no, is not a prudent decision, and India has to reap benefits. India has to be strong enough to gain some benefit from these kind of deals rather than going for protectionism. In fact, of late there is a lot of voices that are saying that India has missed the bus. Okay, that is the term that is used, that India has not joined this not joining this group is a not a very sound idea. India would lose. In fact, China itself is saying that India has made a serious blunder. Okay, what China says is not important to us, but some of the experts and neutral experts and analysts also sometimes are opinioning or making opinions that India has missed the bus. India should have joined this because there are more chances for India to get benefit out of it. Okay, and one of the reason that India have not joined this group is ever since the present government, the Modi-led government came to power, no, they are talking about self-reliant India, and of late India is talking about Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is the self-reliant India, right? Uh, the These kind of talk is more towards inward looking and focuses more on protectionism, and these kind of things are reminding us towards that what Indira Gandhi did in 1970s. So these are all the opinions of experts. They are saying that the present government is saying these kind of things, and it is moving towards that kind of protectionism that is India did in 70s and 80s. Okay, and they are saying that by this method India will lose. Okay, the official stances, see the government stances, these kind of trade pacts, no free trade agreement, no, will hurt India. That is, there will be lot of imports that will come to India that will hurt our economy. Okay, these are all the same things that are said during the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, during the earlier age of Indian economy, that during Nehru and Indira Gandhi period. Okay, that is why they didn't open our economy. Okay, and India has witnessed that period, and India has failed. So that is what some of the observers are saying. Okay, so they have said that although we may say that imports will be free, come to India, but India has also benefited because of more import coming to India. Indian consumers have benefited by having more cheaper products. Okay, in fact, earlier during the 1970s and 80s regime, no, we have to buy products at a higher cost. Okay, these are all came down because of the free economic reforms that started after 1991, and foreign goods that are imported towards India that made the product cheaper, and as a result the Indian goods also become cheaper, okay, which were previously charged high. So the logic of the government saying that increasing imports will hurt Indian industry, no, do not is not a correct strategy. See, one of the problem for Indian manufacturers is they have not yet developed this competitive spirit like the international countries. Okay, that is why we fear that our industries will lose. But since 1991 the economic reform started, it is almost like 30 years, but still our country is not developed a competitive manufacturing sector. That is a problem of ourselves. We should have by this time our industrial sector should have become very competitive. Failure to do that was problem with our own system, and not developing that capacity and not going for this kind of deals is going to hurt us. That is what the experts are saying. And in fact, because of that reason, the Indian exporters are not able to derive benefits from these kind of free trade benefits. In fact, Indian exporters are not aware, they are not competitive, and they are not aware what kind of free trade benefits would come from these kind of deals. So that is why they are not going for it. Okay, so these two reasons say that because we have some issues, not joining this deal will not make us good. Okay, in fact, we could say that India cannot afford to turn its backs on this kind of trade. Okay, because our country, the logic behind our present government is we have our own market which is huge, and we should focus on ourselves to improve ourselves. That is a fact. But what India fails to understand is an extra market, that is a foreign demand, will always be higher than the domestic demand, and gaining access to foreign market will also should be an option. Okay, so India, by going for protectionism, will actually hurt itself. That is what experts are suggesting. But there is also some real concern for India in this deal, that India might become India's trade deficit will increase because China's product may further come make inroads towards India. Okay, so this is the pros and cons of this deal. I try to give you as much detail as possible. You read a few papers, articles written around this. In fact, I read a few articles written around this for the past 1 week, ever since the deal signed. So you will get an idea, and you will able to write anything if they ask regarding whether the merits of joining this deal or demerits of joining this deal. Okay. With this, I end this lesson. Please keep watching. Bye.